It has not been the best of seasons, and so far nothing tells me that this is going to end up to your favor. They're going to have to work real hard to beat out this ENCE side on our first map of Overpass here. They will be on the T side for the North Americans to kick things off as ENCE get to their defensive line. Try playing towards that mid control initially.
With the con stacking for the City side, there could be a fair bit of chaotic duels coming out very early on into the round. BNB putting a slight little bit of presence in terms of a lurk outside of the monster position, but it all comes down to how can the T's break apart this triple setup in con.
Teammates seeing two individuals coming up with two good frags. Swisher holding his own, but not for much longer. Hades gets the trade. Spinks comes in to support Shakezilla, starts peeking up alongside Spongy, and they're going to isolate Hades into that corner to maintain a 4 versus 1 out of the connected control, and ENCE only having Dotto to defend against. The Bad News Bears can go wherever they want here.
Oh, what an excellent take of the connector position to then split out to the B side. Dotto's just going to back off. Really no way that he could do anything into this round. Try and see if he could find an exit kill here or there, but for BNB, that was a perfect start to Overpass.
Yeah, nicely done, isolating ENCE in that connected position. Dotto does find the frag to open things up, though. Junior caught, John G caught as well. That's 2 frags, hold on. Is he going to have something else ahead of him here? He's looking out towards the site. He doesn't have a kit, so he's running out of time here, and Shakezilla knows this, so he'll fall back out of position. Dotto going to tap that bomb, try force the T-side players forward. Spongy with you two instead. Shakezilla not expecting him to be so close. That flash missed out entirely. 3 picks to his name, but still no time left with no kit. He's got to get out of here. Spongy will face forward, will get that final kill, and just about stop the clutch for ENCE.
It's still a lot of damage coming through for Dotto. Yeah, he's not going to be able to win that round, especially with not having a kit in play and with the time being as low as it is. But it's going to mean that more T-side players can fall. They can get that force buy up, get the scout out for Hades, Deagles across the board. And for BNB, trying to see if they can continue to work this connector control, put a little bit of early pressure on, and see if they can follow up and make sure that they convert a 2-0 start.
Solid stuff again for BNB to maintain position. ENCE, of course, forcing the issue back here. And with what they did with those USPs alone, I wonder if there's potential in these Deagles to find the return round and will steal the conversion of the force buy here. Sniper setting for Hades, the scout already tagging up John G, so that's a pretty decent start. You'll get a second face in. Not quite as easy as a kill. So he just falls back towards that A-bomb site and just waits for BNB to move.
That's a very heavy lean out to the B site in the early round for ENCE. They are going to rotate Spinks up to provide a bit of safety and a bit of cover for at least the scout to get into a little bit more of a passive position. Of BNB, very widespread across the map. Bomb looking to follow up towards that long position.
And he's boosted up, still looking into that long control from the back lines. Above that smoke with a gap to the left-hand side, so it does leave a bit of a line in. ENCE are not going to exploit it, though. They want to play more passive than that.
And knowing that BNB haven't invested into many SMGs at all, you've only got Swisher on that MAC-10, means that utility is actually going to be quite low. You've got 3 smokes and only 1 flash to work with for the follow-up execution, and a great shot comes through from Hades to deal with John G.
Fantastic start. Anymore? Not to be, it seems. Took their eyes out towards that mid position, looking towards bathrooms. Hades just going to jump face and hope that there is somebody out there, but no real need for ENCE to push the issue. Start holding angles and looking for wall bangs. The utility does come in, and they do go to that A execution, but 20 seconds. Bad News Bears being flanked in by Snappy. Tags into 27. Tag up on Shakezilla, keeps them even lower here. Seeing even more from the T-side line. Swisher and Junior do get a couple of frags in, but Dotto holds the back. 8 seconds. Bomb's been dropped. Someone's going to pick it up and plant it, and as Dotto falls, it will all rest on Snappy to defend against, but they're out of time here. Spongy couldn't get to the bomb plant position. He goes down. Junior might fall after time as well. The Deagle not quite as accurate, so at least 1 rifle stays in.
They couldn't get away from that chip damage, could they? Everything in terms of pacing actually looked pretty decent there for BNB. They're regrouping up towards a split into A, out from long and bathrooms and banana itself. But you have a look at the Deagles coming up from the top of con. That's chipping in. Hades just got tag after tag with that scout, and it just allows Dotto on that rotation up for the B side to get out to that truck position, get involved into all of the chaos, and eventually they run out of time. They try and plant open for bank. The time's just not there. ENCE, they steal it away.
Bad News Bears forced to buy it down alongside Junior saved AK. The money line being so lopsided as a result of that save. And of course, with single round loss bonus, they're on double eco, so they have no choice. Fantastic steal again from the ENCE cam, just running that timer far too low. And Bad News Bears, it was always going to be a difficult affair for them. Set back passive on their defaults this time, hoping ENCE will force forward and make a mistake. But so far in this matchup, they've wanted to play a slightly more passive game.
For B&B, all 5 of their players have been rated 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th worst rated on average rating over the course of this entire group. So I almost wondered to myself, Jay, are we going to see a big individual performance? I know that Junior's had some sensational moments over the course of the group, but in terms of consistency, that's what they're looking for today.
6 seconds, face forward on D, gets the kill on Junior. Spongy falls to the hands of Dotto, so 2 simple frags. The player is also DC'd from B&B, so we'll have to go for a small tech pause to get him back in. For now, Swisher and Jonji just know that this in this 2 versus 5 is almost impossible. 40 seconds. Maybe the Deagles might find some headshots, but with the way that ENCE are playing right now, Bad News Bears probably do not make this round work. Have to go to the eco into round 4. We'll tap forward on Jonji, hoping he can get some sort of exit, some sort of way out, remove one of those rifles from play. If they can get Dotto's AK, that would be the ideal scenario, but playing back at Toxic, again, time is running low. They'll pass the SMG to Hades. And keep spraying in against Jonji on 2 points of health now. He should peek in, fall down, Swisher does get that one exit. Trying to deal with the AK, but no, Dotto wins the fight, puts ENCE in the lead.
And for ENCE, they're able to keep on to that Galil, the AK, a couple of FAMASas, and all they lose is Hades in that round of an SMG. They keep a lot of money forward for themselves. 2nd in a row for the ENCE side, and I guess for Bad News Bears, knowing that they were on double eco in the last, they forced up, they weren't able to get a bomb plant, they weren't able to do a lot of damage, means that it's going to have to be a harsh Glock round for them.
And looking at 3-1 for the ENCE side. Bad News Bears were on double eco, so this is pretty standard for the early part of the game. Commonalities involved for the ENCE camp here. The SMG of Hades does come through against Jonji. Deal with that opening blow, but not finding anything more here of the T side. They're being pretty passive, but still swinging out the short pipe, gets his secondary pick, so $1,200 of cash. And Dotto continuing to focusing on Junior, gets him next up, drops that bomb, taps forward on Spongy, and yeah, formality round here for ENCE.
Good farm coming through from Hades, getting a couple of kills that MP9, wanting to get over this AWP as quickly as he can. Fisher just hoping that someone goes a little bit aggro, doesn't quite check up this solo boosted position. Snappy, does he look up at the right time, or does it allow the Glock to find anything? Has he been seen? Not yet. Ah,
now
seen now. Yeah.
It's 3-1 again for the likes of ENCE. Pretty standard, pretty simple. Bad News Bears back up on the buy here. AKs and Kriegs should be followed suit. No AWP potential at this moment, but early doors, so give it some time. All will get brought down by Hades, though, so that makes a lot of sense for ENCE. A lot of cash being gained by the MP9s in that previous round. So Bad News Bears will be up against a much more powerful weapon. And Hades didn't do too bad with the scout in the previous couple. He didn't get many kills with it, but he was able to set up damage. And same for the likes of ENCE here. Much more bolstered by comparison. There's still a bonus round with the SMG for Dia.
So much aggression coming through from ENCE. They were able, for the T side, to do some early spam damage towards that short position, but the CT's just getting hyper-aggressive. Swisher eventually catches off Dotto to bring it back to a 4 versus 4, but ENCE, they're not giving up on this.
Oh, very simple stuff on the part of the Bad News Bears to get the punishments in. Again, they were always hunting for overly aggressive individuals, and they will find one in Dotto. Not quite able to punish Snappy, though. The Galil finds Junior. Now it's an advantage for ENCE.
It's no respect is really what it is for ENCE. That's 3 times they've aggressed, and even in that sort of situation, Snappy gets another pick out to the connector angle, falls back with the 4v2. They don't need to aggress again.
Yeah, just hold tight. Wait for contact. Ideally, you can get those SMGs and that FAMAS upgraded to AKs. They can get the firepower going, and definitely in the case of Dia, he's on to look for position. His head just poking out of the Toxic barrel. Shake Zilla will get taken down by Snappy regardless. Dia does eventually fall, but now they know where the last man of Spongy is. The bomb as well incendiaried off by the CT side. Snappy continuing to face forward, but not continuing to get the kills as Spongy continues to get naded and just Molotoved and forced away in any fashion. The CTs have this round on lock.
Just make sure that bomb doesn't go down. Spongy, he's even got to try and cross out, get that bomb, and bomb in the open means that Hades got the angle on lock out from that heaven position, so the streak starts to continue for the ENCE side. Not many kills going through for the Bad News Bears, and without any bomb plants, they're getting into a bit of a position, Jay, where it's buy eco, buy eco, buy eco, because they can't continue to force the issue. Now the loss bonus is getting up there at least.
Yeah, we'll have max round loss bonus in the next one, so cash will be available, but for now, as you mentioned, it's going to be eco. Maybe an upgrade pistol round. Yeah, having a Deagle and Kevlar for Spongy down to $1,400 for him. Same for Swisher to $1,800. A little bit of util to work with, so not the worst of eco rounds. Definitely not a harsh Glock eco. Couple of hand cannons that ENCE could fall victim to if they're not careful. For now, they're just playing out their standard game. Again, hiding behind those walls, going for those wall bangs, jump facing for information. Dia unable to use that info to get a kill, though. Just face in from their standard angles, and Jonji picked up by Hades.
Yeah, not getting flashed off angle even after that pick comes through. Still posting himself quite aggro towards headshot, and even up to the A side, he's got another couple of teammates to defend with.
Shake Zilla caught next. Swiss Shark coming up good against Snappy. Hades getting caught by an AWP pick. 66 HP for him. He's forced back into the corner, but Spinks, the side post, doesn't even need to provide support. Hades peeks back in. Spinks can catch Spongy next up and doubles up with the swing out wide. So nice confident again from the likes of ENCE. A very few casualties taken. Bad News Bears up for the bye.
I'd like to see a tactical timeout from Bad News Bears in either this or maybe the upcoming couple of rounds, because for them, the one element they really don't want to give up to ENCE is momentum. They've already been able to convert 5 rounds in a row. This is Bad News Bears' map pick, and maybe in terms of pace, getting something a little bit quicker out on that T side, like we saw from them on the pistol, the way in which they were able to converge into that connector area, open up the site. Hades going aggressive up to party, and he's got teammates to at least support. Again, it's so aggressive. They might even boost the AWPer up.
Oh no, they're playing a bit of a birthday party crossfire. The AWP looking down into the park entrance. Shake Zilla also has a long player to deal with. He wants to try and aggress this. He's just putting up the smoke down. It's that mid control. Dotto bearing down upon the monster players, of which there are 3. So this mid and connector control from Bad News Bears is all just a lurk play, and actually it's a lurk play that goes awry. Spinks opens up.
Swisher looking for at least the jump spotter. Jonji trying to walk out from Monster itself, try and see if he can catch them off guard, but they've even incendiaried, and Dotto's going to aggress out from short, get Dia to at least smoke again, but he might get caught off guard.
Flash is over, getting ready. John G has Dotto's back turned. That's going to be a simple enough kill, but Dia quick to respond. Look back towards Toxic and drops the bomb as Spongy. On for the triple. Flashbang perfectly timed, but Dia does not need vision to find Swisher. All left to Junior, the newest addition to this lineup, only in for a few weeks, but not in for this round. Hades shuts him down.
What can you do against that? In terms of the setup and the actual call from Shake Zilla, I really like that. It's something a little bit different than what we haven't seen from B&B. They walk out Monster, Dotto just gets caught completely sleeping out on that sandbags position, and then Dia gets 2 kills. The third one, he is completely blind and somehow still lands the headshot. It's plays like that from ENCE that for B&B, you look there and just say, all right, fair play.
Tech 9's the Eagles out for another half buy, and now we are definitely in buy eco status. Bad News Bears figure out some sort of way to break this cycle, disallow ENCE a chance. Very far away from ACC contact, though. They're walking out towards long. It's only Spinks out here, who's going to jump face and see at least one individual take the aggressive fight because he thinks he can win it, and that is exactly what he does. With damage to the second, info on the third. He's got all the workings of a good long hold here. Indeed, he does make that second kill happen, and the AWP of Hades there to support it. Can't quite land his secondary kill. Deagle out against the likes of Jonji, who wraps the corner, gets the frag back in. Snappy, however, with 2 to respond and maintains control of the situation.
All down to Junior again. We've seen him in some of these clutch situations before. Everyone on rotation, no one coming in from connector.
Ash turned away from. Ooh, missed out on Snappy. Does catch the shot. That's one good frag. Anything more from this? Seeing the next man landing the leg shot. Deagle comes back instead, but he's not ready for the third player. So Dia will just hold the round together for the likes of ENCE. 7-1 at the board here, and well, Junior had a bit of a moment of his own right there, but still not enough to hold a second here for B&B.
It seems that in the mid-round, they're actually doing very well. They're making some good calls, they're having some good trades, but it's actually when they're taking the bomb site is when it gets a little bit more difficult. Hades just getting overwhelmed, losing his teammate, maybe getting a little bit too aggressive and too hungry for those frags out to that long position. B&B struggled to be able to trade out Snappy to that garbage position. ENCE, this is 7 in a row.
Orb looking up and down here for Hades. Spinks. Crossfire held towards the main mid entrance, trying to look into the T-con position. Slow wall from Shakezilla, easy for Hades to catch. Flick on the second man, not quite as easy, but still an advantage gained here for ENCE.
Making a good info play out to that A side, getting as aggressive as they do. Does miss the jump up towards that long position, but Swisher in the process just gets naded into connector, and that allows Snappy to swing out wide. Swisher catches the trade. Oh, what?
And doubles up on Dia through the wall bang. He was trying to see if he could fight back through the wood wall, but that costs him his life and costs ENCE the man advantage. Spinks fights hard to get it back out towards long, and now Hades focuses into the back lines over the A side, looking in from mid, a smoke down towards that Bathroom's entrance, and Dotto can get the first pick, see the AWP as well. Should realize that bomb's on its way in, should hear these footsteps. Spongy thinks he's at the back, but no, he's at the front, and still the AK adjusts.
Put that molly down to the right side. Graffiti means that rotations from Hades is going to get slowed down, allows that bomb plant to go in. This looks decent for Bad News Bears.
Yeah, 2v2 scenario, slight HP advantage for Spinks, however, by single point, so it's not that much of a difference maker. And the AWP hesitant and thinking about the heaven control from Spinks. Indeed, he does get picked up, so now it's all left to Hades. Seeing the AK, going to try and force the AWP to peek it. Any util to be utilized here for him would be great, but none of it's on the floor. He does push forward, try and find an angle to work with. Looking at Junior, but Junior a little bit quicker to the trigger and had the angle already, so he will win the second round for Bad News Bears.
That was such a good couple of kills to come through from Swisher and Con to follow up onto Snappy and then just manage to get the wallbang shot onto Deha. They fake up the A side. They put a little bit of utility down and just rotate out of Con. Dotto probably getting ahead of himself there. Had a great fight out to Connector as they ran out. Didn't need to peek again. Didn't need to continue to over-aggress. And Junior up on that post, but what a shot up to heaven.
Bad News Bears. At least a decent second round coming in from them, but need to go a little bit further against ENCE, of course. Opportunity to get this map out, but so far so little gain on the T side. And now it goes back to the standard passive carefulness from both ENCE and Bad News Bears.
Yeah, still seeing this short water aggression coming through. And I guess for ENCE, because Bad News Bears have never made aggro plays out to the B site in terms of taking map control, they've got the confidence to keep aggressing out to this short water position because they know they're not going to be faced with any early contact.
Incendiary's on, Swisher looking upstairs in the connector position alongside Dotto, trying to see if he can find his man. Looks back to underpass and is not ready for Swisher to be so far forward in the corner. So the AK wins out the opening duel for B&B. And now the B hit looks to get set up.
And they're going to leave Jonji as a bit of a lurk out for the bathrooms position, wait for ENCE to look to fight back and bring it to a 4v4, but still two players out into the B site, and that's where the attack's coming in from.
Two players in, and Dia and Snappy going to try and aggress through the smoke here. It's a viable strategy, assuming Shakezilla and Junior get caught with util in their hands. And indeed they do. One man falls for it. Flashbang lands behind the CT players. So Snappy and Dia combined. Another pick came in the interim, so ENCE of a 4 versus 2 now. Here are those last couple of players. Spongy gets challenged and doubles back up to Dia and Snappy. So to evens we go again. But Hades is ready for both of these players, but still misses his first shot. 16 seconds. He's low. M4 on the side. Drops the bomb. AK picks back by Spongy. And now Spinks is just going to stay alive. Has the HP advantage. He knows it as well. Swing out, gets his frag. 2K to his name and 8 to the board of the CT side.
This is proper reckless coming through from ENCE, and I'm almost on the fence a little bit, Jay, whether I like it or not. I like when they get the opening opportunities and they're actually giving themselves some decent man advantage scenarios. But when you've got a 4v2, time is low, and you know the bomb is dropped out from Monster, you don't really need to be re-peeking again. And for Spongy, him getting a couple of kills at Monster and evening up the playing field almost offered up a chance there for Bad News Bears.
Out of the broken buy, the broken force up for the T side. They won the previous round, so the loss bonus is not quite as friendly to them now. AK's on 3, Galil and Deagle. Hades expecting the tower boost to come forward for him, and Incendiary back over as he looks back towards the main entrance. Hades and Dia combining to get 2 kills in against Spongy and Swisher. Fast play out of the T side, and they're just walking up and getting picked apart. They find one trade in the interim, but Dia and Snappy are not stopping. Junior on 10 points of health, the impossible clutch with a Deagle in hand, but no dreams come true today. 9-2 now for ENCE.
Just excellent protocols for ENCE. It seems like Hades is going to rotate up to A after he doesn't see anything on the tower boost. And as soon as they get the read that it's going to be a B exec out from Monster, you bring Hades back. Let him snipe out from that heaven position. Lots of nades go out to Monster. Everyone's playing with so much confidence. ENCE get up to 9. You've got to imagine they could push this to 12, even 13 rounds on the CT side, which is ridiculous to think about.
And we thought this would be one-sided. We did hold a little bit of hope that BNB would hold us some confidence in the maps themselves, but unfortunately, so far that's not been the case. ENCE looking nearly perfect, knowing that all they have is 2 maps between them and the guaranteed spot in the playoffs, and with Heroic being up 8-0 against the Astralis at this moment, that could put a bit of a sweat on the Danish cap. Got over 2 frags against Spongy and Jonji. 5-on-2 situation. Shake Zuda and Swisher, well, they've got nothing left in this.
Dono getting flashed out, just trying to see if they can peek into Monster, but they're just peeking into a dual setup, and they keep fighting. Snappy's even on the back lines, and for anyone watching ENCE yesterday against Heroic would have remembered that they were 5-10 down on their CT side, going into their T side on the second map of the series on Heroic's map pick, when they started establishing a bit of a comeback on T side, and that's really where we sort of saw the magic being possible to bring it all the way down to that 14-16 loss. So I'm looking at this thinking, if the CT side is as confident as we're seeing right now, Jay, what's going to happen when we get to the second half?
Doesn't feel like anything good here for Bad News Bears, unless their CT side is the strongest one here for Overpass. Going in for the AWP of Hades and looking down range. I mean, even if it was the strongest half, you're looking at how well ENCE are playing with just sheer confidence, knowing they are the better team right here and, well, exploiting it in whole. Working in that mid position, Hades did take a little bit of damage, but falls back. He could isolate Jonji on his lonesome. That's the perfect chance for him to open up the round.
He hasn't really made a lot of solo plays, but this time around, he's playing A site completely by himself. They are going to have a couple of rotations of Snappy and Spinks up from CT spawn to at least keep eyes on that long position to allow him to continue being aggressive in bathrooms.
Went for the early play up towards mid. At this point, he kind of needs backup, and they will get hit. Jonji shoulder baiting, getting the info. He knows Hades is there, and Hades has got to back off.
Oh, Spinks might get caught off with a nade. That might allow Shake just to run into the side.
He's been tentative about this, flashed in by his teammate. Hades still picked up that first. Spinks fights on Jonji with a wide face and spray. Hades gets another kill on Swisher. As Spinks holds down the long control, Junior will trade him, but he's in a 1v3. Another 1v3 for him. A quadra clutch overall, 33 seconds to get all picks or grab the bomb. He knows that CTs are rotating in from dumps that are smoked down. He's going to buy ENCE a bit more cover, keep Junior a little bit more out of position. He walks forward, looks for Dia. Heard the footstep of the man jumping, and Dia will still secure the kill. Anyway, 9 rounds of difference. ENCE looking perfect.
And what's really frustrating as an in-game leader is not being able to play your own game. And in this sort of circumstance, we are seeing so many rounds in the mid-round in which BNB is setting themselves up and they can't even execute because ENCE are just pushing far forward. Hades aggressive in from the bathrooms, and it's Spinks getting in there. So it means that even for the long players, before they even get to the site, they've already lost the majority of their offensive in bathrooms.
Aggression continuing from Hades, tanking those nades, still sticking around the bench area. Oh, God, guys. Oh, man, they've walked right past the AWP, puts a USP to effect as well. The Spinks cleans up 3 of his own. Disaster around for BNB. It was an eco, but even so, ENCE just gifted that one on a silver platter.
Just not checking the angles. Rookie mistakes coming through from Bad News Bears. And Hades is probably thinking to himself, he knew that he was going to get rushed with the amount of footsteps he heard, but thinking, all right, I'm going to try and hide. Maybe I'll get away with one and then I'll get traded. But even going out to the USP, Spinks being able to be that danger man to back him up the best they can. 12 on the board for ENCE. Can they make it 13 going into the second half?
If they do, this would be a hell of a map. All pin on Hades, keeping his eyes on towards that mid control. And then there'll be something alongside Spinks here, the AUG watching. Shake to try to expect some sort of CT aggression, thinking they might fall so far forward as to get towards the entryway of T-Con, but they're not going to do that.
Spinks going to get mollied, but instead of just falling back, going to push forward on
What?
it, take that jewel into Shakesilla. Can he find any more? They're getting blinded. More damage going through into Jonji. Spinks is just looking for that second kill. He's going to get it. Well, at least Snappy backs him up. Swisher coming out of Con, but there's so much pressure coming in. Snappy, how does he fall back from here?
Try and fight on Swish, expecting he might be there in the bathrooms, but he does trade it back to a 3v3. But 40 HP Spinks got burned to, and still he was able to get so much impact and hold it together. Hades with the perfect adjustment to Swisher's head. The only pixel that shot would have landed, and he connected it in hole. Man advantage regained by ENCE.
Bad News Bears need to be able to scramble the CTs, hope to catch a jump spot perhaps for Junior looking up to the site itself, but even with that, he's getting smoked off a divider.
Junior's AWP. Looking down into the entryway. The AWP's been spotted, and D has gotten both. Sprayed to the heads and cleans it up. A 13-2 half air for ENCE. You can't get much better than that as we head to our break and see if B&B can recover.
They're looking at us, an audience. Keep telling us what we can do, but here we are, showing them, making them wish they were you. We've heard the most when it comes to this. Yeah, every shade of blue, but don't even care what they all say. They think we're out of control. Yeah, truth be told, we know it. It's just the way we live. We own it. Can't stop, we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live. We're grown-up kids. Just the way we live.
Yeah, they done told me to be myself. So when I went and found myself, the ones who told me back then be true to who I am ain't think we was really gonna win. Now they watching us from the sidelines while we trying to victories like we getting high tides. I'm getting my prize. Only thing my eyes is locked in on, half a milli mine. I want it right now. Don't waste my time. Family in a penthouse with a view sky high. Blood, sweat, and tears bring more to my eyes. Cause the whole gang winning. I done gave my life. Odds low, but we did it, ain't we? And we always moving, never on the same thing. Now our lives are highlight reel. We like the thrill. This life's ideal. The hype is real.
We know it. It's just the way we live. We own it. Can't stop, we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live. We're grown-up kids.
Times are not looking good for Bad News Bears. 13-2 down at the half going into their CT half, and it has to be a monstrous CT half if we even want a single chance at this one coming up for the North American side. ENCE are looking forward to taking this first map pretty easily, Dwayne, and honestly, I don't know if B&B have what it takes.
I'm kind of with you there. It's all going to rely down on this pistol. And even for the T's, they're grouping together, trying to get some early con control. Very heavy lean to start off out towards the B site. And with this boost up from Spongy, that allows Jonji to make a little bit more of an aggressive play at short pipe.
Fox watching in for Spink, Shakezilla and Spongy. Pressing the issue. ENCE press on into the connector control. Slow walk out towards that mid presence, and there's only really one player that can really aggress them into the long control. Junior's gonna have to wait for the hit.
Jump spot all just comes down to information, and this is a decent reach. Exula's starting to make a rotate up to City Spawn. Swisher needs to find this first duel out from long, but it doesn't happen, and now the XE's in.
Snappy gets a double up. Junior trying to hold back in the back lines. Nice head spills the second player, but unable to deal with the man center of the site. Spongy comes in with support in a 1 versus 2. He's got a 3K clutch ahead of him. Bomb is dropped. I don't think Dia was spotted. Snappy's on his way in regardless, and the USP is missing bullets left, right, and center. Needs these headshots, but gets none of them. And it's 14 now, 2 to the win for ENCE.
They've got a force buy here for Bad News Bears. You're just running out of rounds, running out of chances. And for B&B, we know that at least their T side was better than it was up against Vitality a few days ago, but being down 2-14 on your map pick, mentally, it's got to rock you completely.
Absolutely, it does. Been disaster for the Bad News Bears so far in this one. Their map pick, they hope that their strengths on Overpass in the past would have come back to help them here, but that has not happened. ENCE are looking so good. The nade stacks in against Shakezilla, already tagging him at 30 points of health. Does not quite give up the kill to the Mac 10 of Snappy. He'll wait for the CTs to aggress here. He knows that they have an inkling of potentially a risky play. And I think Bad News Bears kind of need to just throw themselves at the wall and hope that something sticks.
Yeah, ENCE got to be careful they don't run into this heavy stack. A little bit of noise being made over towards the B site. 4 players here in tow.
Now Mac 10 in a Dotto, going to lean in from the monster entrance. Looks back towards the site itself. Finds Shakezilla at long range. Great spray, great kill. Easy as that. Jonji can take Snappy down to the 4 versus 4 for the trade. And Swisher is holding back at ramp. Will he be detectable? Jonji will. The scout's also a known entity. 2 CTs back. They're going to try and play the sneaky beaky strats. Being very quiet about this, but now they've been detected. Spongy still drops Dotto, so 3 versus 3. Swisher makes his way up. Deagle catches 1 man. Loads of Spinks is out there. Spongy gets caught, and now back to evens we go to the man advantage event. Swisher with a Deagle on 1 man, but unable to hold for the second. Spinks keeps it together, and it's back point for ENCE.
Being able to win that 1v1 clutch, Dia and Spinks being a little bit separated in terms of the positioning out towards that bridge position, dealing with that last player, getting them up to 15. And for ENCE, the international squad, all we said that they needed to do, Jade, today to get into the playoffs is to get a win on the board in this best of 3. And this is the perfect way to start that campaign on your opposition's map pick to have 1 more round to go.
Yeah, this just looks stellar from ENCE, and Bad News Bears 13 map points to try and bring back here to overtime. Eagle just facing in, Swisher jumping up, hoping he can see something towards that short position, get something out of this, but I don't think it's really going to happen for him. ENCE set for the execution. When it comes out, Bad News Bears be living on a prayer.
I even said Dotto going in for the P90 into round 18. And Snappy probably going to get a flash over the top, try and see if he can get up close and personal with that Mac 10. ENCE have got a lot of emphasis again outside of this monster position, looking to commit towards a B-side play.
Jonji's seen the man, jumping up with the SMG, unfortunately unable to maintain accuracy, so can't get much of a kill onto Snappy. It's just damage to the man. Something at least gained for Bad News Bears to start off with a slight advantage. Can they maintain it? Dotto with a Pro 90. Doesn't get away with a kill. Spongy can trade him. Dia responded to by Jonji's part. Switcher going to aggress forward and grab that rifle, or at least attempt to do so in the midst of the smokes. But now they seem resistance to the B site. They're going to rotate towards A. There's only Junior there to defend.
They've got more time to work with. Spinks has got to be the guy to start clearing out the bomb site, making sure that players aren't rotating up quickly to A, and allowing that bomb to have a path to get planted.
Looking back towards long, it's Snappy with a kill on Jonji, so back to evens we will go. ENCE trying to get the bomb up here, smoke down over at Dumpster. The scout out to Bank, gets 2 shots in against Spinks, can clean up the kill for it. The wall bang shot on the planter is unable to come to fruition. It does find Snappy in the back line, however, so that's all left to Hades. 1v3, gets his kill, but no more than that. Swisher responds to it and keeps Bad News Bears alive.
Well, good rotations coming through from the B&B side, and even Junior out from Bank was consistently doing damage with that scout, gets away with a couple of kills. Swisher gets up close and personal onto Hades that just get that bomb down. So at least the North Americans get up to 3, but you also look at the money line for ENCE and you think to yourself, well, they could eco, but they probably want to force buy.
You can imagine that even with the force buy, they can still make this round work, so... Plus, all there's just a sheer buffer of rounds they've got to play with here. There's so many bad news bets they've got to make up. Have got their start, however, so at least with this journey into the comeback, they've just got to run with it from here on out. AK and Virginia straight up towards the mid control, looking into T-Con, hoping for contact or kills, but Spinks just executes him with great prejudice.
That's a great dome to start off the round. Individually, ENCE have looked on fire when you compare them to B&B in a lot of these straight-up 1v1 duels. Hades going to be able to recover one of those weapons. See that next player out for the bathrooms. Joji needs to at least make a play. If he just backs off, it means that they're really running out of room. Shexula, okay, gets a tap onto Dia.
Not bad, not bad. One of the pistol players, however, Snappy's going to have the AK passed off towards him. So now they have 3 AKs still to work with here for ENCE. Bad news bears. Still hunting for info, thinking they might be out of long. Shakespeare's not going to go for the jump face, though. He knows how quick those Deagles and AKs have adjusted towards CT presence. Dotto's still lurking out here towards short. How much attention can he pull here?
See if he could just rotate them off, at least get away with 1 kill. Snappy out towards the site itself has now seen Shakespeare.
3-on-3 scenario, ENCE have the bomb site, yet to get the bomb down. Snappy's going to hunt for Shake. See that flashbang, or at least hear it get faked out. Now the flash will come forward, he swings again at the man and get the kill towards him. Famas on site, and for the back does get a couple kills in for Spongy, but Hades, a lot of time in a 1 versus 2, another clutch for him. Can he hold this round together? Jonji with a slow face, headshot comes out of the spray. Agoosh did come out from that Famas, now it's all to the M4 to close it out. Spongy just about gets the kill together and just about holds another survival round for Bad News Bears.
All of these are just extras, aren't they? When you're down by this sort of margin, it's near impossible to bring it to overtime, but it gives you a bit of confidence adding these sort of extra rounds in the back end of the second half. So then when you do get into Nuke, you're feeling a little bit more positive. Great clutch in from Swisher to be able to get them up to 4. ENCE, they just get a force buy again. And with the loss bonus starting to get up there, 2,400 in the next round, if they keep getting bomb plants and they keep doing damage onto the city side, they might think to themselves, well, we'll just keep buying.
Uh, 15-4. These rounds coming down to the wire for Bad News Bears, so ENCE still have a couple of limiting factors against the Bad News Bears camp. The SMG for Swisher is the most poignant one here. The jumping Mac 10 for Dia, and Snappy's kill back could still be 2 of the others. Swisher comes back with 2 kills of his own to maintain control of the situation, make it a triple actually. Shakezilla steals that kill from the back line, so Swisher can get up to the site here. Snappy challenged Dotto, and Hades get a couple of picks back to it. All of the Shake now, 1 versus 2. Can't hold the 1 frag, and it's 16-4 for ENCE to close out.